Hello and welcome to this look back at Tekken Tag Tournament. The reason I'm doing a look back at Tekken Tag Tournament may be obvious, may not be. Tekken Tag Tournament 2 is out this week. It's out tomorrow, I believe, in America. And I know it's out on the 14th, which is Friday, in Europe. This game has pretty much all the same game modes that Tekken 3 had. Nothing really has changed except for the tag team aspect. I'm just going to sort of change the options around just to suit, well, not to suit me, but I'm just going to have a little fiddle around and see what we can change. I'm probably not going to change too much. I'm going to put the guard damage on because I like playing like that. I'm going to leave the timer on because I was actually messing about with it prior to recording, and I kind of like the timed aspect about it. I suppose it just has a little bit more fun of it because normally have it as unlimited. I don't know why vibration is actually off by default. Because if I remember correctly, they did have DualShocks when this game came out for PlayStation. So I think they always did, even at launch. So why that's off, I don't know. There's load your data, save it, and autosave. That's always been a feature of Tekken, if I remember correctly. I think it's even still in 6. I could be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure it's in there. I could be wrong. I haven't played 6 in quite a long time actually. I don't know what it means by the pair play mode. Right, I'm going to be King and Jin as they're two of my favourite characters in the game. It's kind of weird now how they've changed Jin because Jin's isn't really. I won't say he's a copycat of Kazuya, but he's pretty much like that, wasn't he? He had a lot of his moves and a lot of his mother's moves. Well, no, actually not a lot, but there's quite a few of his mother's moves with him. I kind of am sort of used to his new style of fighting they introduced in Tekken 4. To get back to this game, sorry. This game came out in 2000 in all territories, I believe. It was a launch title for the PlayStation 2. I actually thought it came out in 2001 for some strange reason, but then I do remember that the PlayStation 2 came out in 2000 at the end for Europe and I think the rest of the territories. I remember when I actually first seen it, I was really amazed by the screenshot. It just looked absolutely breathtaking at the time. I remember seeing it in one of those catalogues that you can get sent in the post. And I really wanted it because was quite a huge fan of Tekken. I remember the first time I played it, it was the reason why I wanted to get a PlayStation 1 when I first played the first one. I think I first played it in 95 or 96, when I was about, I couldn't say for sure how old I was, but I was very youngish. I don't think I'm 7, maybe 8, a bit older. But yeah, I absolutely loved it from then. And the first one I actually did own was Tekken 3, which weirdly enough I got in 2002. That was like the first game I actually played on my PlayStation 2 when I got it. I did own this game. I didn't actually get it to like 2006. I can't remember. I think I seen it somewhere like really cheap for like a £5 or something. I never owned it, but I kind of traded it in because I wouldn't say I wasn't keen on it. I just didn't enjoy it all that much. Well, I didn't say I didn't enjoy it. It was just a very quick game, I felt, and I didn't see much replayability in it, so I traded it in. And been trying to get hold of it the last couple of weeks has been a nightmare, so I kind of wish I hadn't, because I originally did buy it in a shop that specialises in old games. Well, I say they specialise, they just sell them. But unfortunately it didn't work. There was a nasty scratch in it, and I took it back and they cleaned it up and said try it again, and it didn't work, unfortunately. Then I went on the internet and managed to find it, and the copy I got is absolutely immaculate. I'm quite shocked, to be honest. So I was quite chuffed with that. I was aware there's a hybrid version that came out last year that has the Tekken Blood Vengeance film. I haven't actually seen it, and the game, and a demo of Tekken Tag Tournament 2. But it was some ridiculous prices I felt for it. I mean, I don't know. It was about like 30 odd quid and stuff. And I thought just for that it doesn't seem right. And I was quite happy to get hold of this version because I mean, for a game that's 12 years old, it still looks really good, some of the visuals on it. you may actually be noticing, not so much now because I'm playing as Jin at the moment, but you may notice I'm trying to do King's combo. I used to be able to do I knew I had to do it every single time on Tekken 3 because I used to love playing Tekken 3. That's all I was, when I got it, that's all I really did play. It's quite weird considering I had just got a PlayStation 2 with some PlayStation 2 games, but that was the one game I just wanted to play. But I used to really know, well, not all of them. I used to be able to do the one where he finishes in a power bomb at the end, and there's one where he used to do an elbow drop. I was really good at doing that on Tekken 4, but for some reason since 6 I just can't do it like I used to. I do really need to sit down. I'd have to sit down and practice it again to get it, I think. I don't really know Jin's combo, to be honest, so I'm just hitting some moves of his that I sort of know. Though to be honest, actually playing this, I said I preferred the one that, well, the Jin that's in 4 where they changed his move to, I think it's just karate. I really like that style for him, but this one I think he's got more moves at his disposal really, because I think in Tekken 4 they showed that you can do a command list. I think he had like 48 moves, I could be wrong on that, but they hardly had anything. But then I think now that I've sort of got used to playing as him as that, because Devil Jin kind of is this version of him now. But basically Tekken Tag Tournament really for me was just an updated version of Tekken 3 in some aspects. Pretty much was just a tag team engine to it. I think that's the right terminology, right? But I do kind of like the fast pace of the tagging, but I'm not very good at it because I know you can actually do tag team moves. But I think 2's really going to, from what I've seen of 2, that's really going to be interesting on there because it looks a lot more faster than on this one. But I haven't really had any experience playing it yet, so can't really comment on that too much. I'm just going by what I've seen in trailers. But I do like what they've done with the DLC stuff because it's pre-order, but that's, you know, that's kind of a thing now, isn't it? It's a pain in the backside, but eventually everybody's going to get it for free, which I actually like. But on the European PlayStation Store last Wednesday, they accidentally leaked the DLC, and I'd seen it on there and I thought it was genuinely on there, so I downloaded it. But I don't, for some reason everything's like 100 kilobytes I think it was, and that seems a bit odd to me. But they leaked like secret characters, well, not secret, I think it's like, there's 2 character packs. One had Angel, I think it was Devil, something like that, and the others had like what was it? I can't say the name, but the one that's like Yoshimitsu with the knives with the cat face. I can't pronounce the name. I think it's Kuntamitsu. I can't say it, but yeah. And there was like a load of attires and stuff leaked, and the Snoop Dogg stage. So if that's all going to be free eventually for everybody, that's really, you know, good of them to do that really, because, you know, I expect they could make some money out of that if they wanted to, really. You know, it's what people want to pay for, isn't it, really? But I think the message they're trying to give out is that everybody's got a fair advantage, like everybody's got the characters, so there's no uneven playing field. But I don't think there's any characters really in Tekken that do that. I think the only one that they've got those really stupid over-the-top powerful moves that can't be blocked. I think characters like that and people who just want to spam them. And also another interesting thing about Tekken Tag Tournament 2 is the combat thing where you can like customise them and you can give them your own moves. The only thing I'm a bit dubious of that is things like, you know, that leg drop thing Kazuya does where well, it's not a leg drop, but he sort of spins his leg around. I can see that getting spammed quite a lot, but if you know how to block that, you're alright. King does one actually as well. So but that's the only real problem I see with that. And probably there'll be some like laser beams flying out of people's heads as well, like Devil Jin and Kazuya. Well, I think it's Devil Kazuya, I could be wrong. I think he's in it. I don't get why they've made, is it Heihachi? I don't know if I'm pronouncing these names right. Why they've made him look young again. Like he was in Tekken 1, it seems a bit weird. But, you know. I think they're just trying to keep him in the game as long as they can, really, because I think in Tekken 5, when he said he was dead, it was like, that was actually quite shocking because you didn't think he was ever going to die, and then only to find out it wasn't actually he was dead. Not that I want him to be dead, but I'm just saying it was a bit of a silly move, really. Well, I suppose it wasn't if you look at it, because it's like, wow. Do you know what I mean? You probably were interested by that, I suppose, if, you know. I actually kind of wish I didn't do 2 rounds now, because it took a lot longer than I really wanted it to, but I think, you know, if I just did a quick video, it wouldn't have been that. Well, I don't know. I think this stage was a secret stage on Tekken 2, because Jin and Xiaoyu have their school costumes in this game as well. There's a lot of costumes I haven't actually seen before, like this one King's wearing. Similar to his Tekken 4 costume, but in his Tekken 4 one he had longer hair. It's very similar. A lot of these are just like re-colours of their original attires. I don't really know why. I think the reason I think I like King is because sort of when I was younger I was sort of into wrestling. I still like it now, but I don't follow it as much as I did when I was a kid. I think that's the reason why I sort of liked him, to be honest. And the reason for Jin, I think he's just one of those sort of characters. I think it's just because he's sort of like, I don't know, there's something likeable about him, I suppose. And I do like his moveset, as I said. It's weird because when I played 1 and 2, I really couldn't get on with Kazuya as a character. Yet Jin sort of, I mean, he's different to a certain degree, but I think his I can use his moveset really well. It's actually quite funny when I went back from playing like, I think 3 and 4, and then went back to 1 and 2. Because on the Tekken 5 I've got on the PlayStation 2, you've got all the arcade games on there. So I've got 1, 2 and 3 on there, but the only thing is you can't really do much with them. You can just start the arcade version. But playing as Kazuya on there, it's really weird because I actually could pull off half the moves that I couldn't before. So yeah. This is actually not really a story-based game, but it's actually the first time that Jin and Kazuya are in the same game. Later in 4 that they brought him back, didn't they? It's quite weird, really, because it was interesting because it was like a compilation of all the Tekkens in a weird sort of way, because it brought all the old characters back while keeping the new ones in, and still being like Tekken 3. So I kind of like how they brought all the old characters back, but when they did it in 5, it was a bit strange, really. I'm not saying it's a bad move, but it was just a bit strange seeing all these old characters, because a lot of them that I think in Tekken 3 said that they died at the hands of Ogre or something like that, and they disappeared because of it. And they brought a lot of them back, so it did seem a little bit weird, really, but I think there's a lot of characters coming back as well again, that I think because Jin's mum's back again, from what the screenshots I've seen. Michelle's coming back. I think she's Julia's. I thought she was Julia's sister, but I did read somewhere that it was her mum or something, so I don't know what's going on there. It's like that, it was printed, it was a mistake that Asuka was Jin's sister, but then they changed that, but it was actually meant to be his cousin. She was meant to be his cousin, so it was a bit confusing. I think it was only in Europe they went with that story, that it was his sister. It's actually quite confusing though in Tekken, not Tekken versus Street Fighter or Street Fighter versus Tekken, or it's cross Tekken, I know, but I prefer to say versus. They say her name differently to Asuka, so I'm a bit confused how you pronounce it. But that's actually another thing of like copycat. Whoa, that was lucky. I think I did that in the first round. That is probably the easiest move to pull off in like input, but to land it is quite tricky. But with like what I was saying about copycat characters, I'm not saying they're copycat, but they're like sort of similar versions of the same characters. Like Armored King and King are pretty much the same, but they changed his moveset, I think when he returned in 5, which I thought was a good move really, because it's nice to have an extra character. But Asuka's very similar to June, I think it is. I think it's Jun. I just call her Jim, so mum it's easier. But yeah, she's very similar moveset, because they got the same fighting styles. So there's going to be things like that. I think that we'll see a lot of characters like that again, but I don't think that's a problem, to be honest. I actually wish I kind of would have unlocked Kazuya, because it would have been interesting to use Jin and Kazuya at the same time. I actually didn't know, I forgot this actually, that if you use a... Well, I don't know, it might happen anyway, because after I recorded this I played it some more, and there was videos coming up for characters that weren't sort of associated with each other. But if you use two characters that have sort of got a bond, like Nina and Anna and King and Armored King, and I can't remember who else now, there's like a cutscene comes up, and like so. But if you, I don't know if it happens. I don't think it happens if they're not connected characters, because I didn't get one with Jin and King. But when I went back to play as Armored King and Jin, I know after I finished it, it came up in the theatre with King's film. So I don't know if you have to see it like while you're playing, not have to go to the theatre. I think you have to have two characters that are bonded. An interesting combination in Tekken Tag Tournament too, because they haven't really touched on it since Tekken 4, I don't think. It's Steve and Nina, because they're like son and mother, aren't they? And they haven't really touched on that since. It's kind of weird, so that would be an interesting tag team combination. Obviously Steve didn't come until Tekken 4, so he's not in this one. Jin and Asuka will be quite an interesting one as well. I'm actually now running out of things to say, because I really didn't want this video to go on this long, but yeah, it just didn't go my way. Oh, I think that's the first time I've actually lost. This is the first time I've gone into round 3. You can see here I'm struggling to do King's combo. Oh, right, that wasn't the move I was going with. It's kind of weird, because the last Tekken I played was 6, and a lot of the moves have sort of changed a little bit. So I'm kind of used to that format of it. This is the last boss. She's on her own. She has the wolf thing behind her, but it doesn't actually do anything. It just mimics her. Really, it doesn't actually do anything. And there's been some speculation this is actually Jin's mother, but that's only because her moveset is similar, I think. But she's a bit like Moko. Is it Moko Jin? He copycats moves, doesn't he? And I find that with her. So I don't actually really entirely know who she is. But her health regenerates. She's really quite annoying, because when you've got her like down to the final bit of health, it keeps regenerating, so you've got to keep constantly hitting her. Which is really annoying. I kept losing. I think I lost in a minute because of it. Because I've been trying to do Jin's uppercut move without doing the lightning thing. And I actually managed to land it. And I thought it would have knocked her out, but it didn't, unfortunately. Of the regenerating health thingy. I mean, your character's health regenerate, that's why it's good. Obviously the tag team thing's good, but it's really quite annoying. Oh, I just hit it there, I think. And I don't think I should have sent King in, but it's really annoying, because you can see that her health bar is pretty much gone, and I'm still attacking. Well, I'm not, because I just mucked up there, but I was attacking and nothing was really happening. That's kind of annoying. Round 1. I think I actually do it this time. It took me about 3 or 4 attempts, and I edited a few out, because I didn't really want to waste time, to be honest, because it is quite a long video now at 20. I think it's at 25 minutes, which is quite a long time. I haven't at the moment. I probably won't get Tekken Tag Tournament for quite some time. No reason really. It's just, you know, it's at the moment there's other things I want to get at the moment, and so I'm gonna wait for it a little bit. But I think once I get it, I might do some videos of it as well, because there's something else I really want to do, but I haven't really got around to. There's a lot of videos I've been wanting to do and just never get round to them at the moment. But I'm thinking of doing that, doing some online battles and stuff. Though I am pretty crap online. I am really poor. You can probably tell by the way I'm playing on here. Yay, we finally got her. And that's pretty much going to be it. I have added the cutscene in between King and Armored King just to show you. It's now going to take you through all the replays. This does take quite a while. They did this in the arcade versions of Tekken 1, 2 and 3, I think. I haven't really played Tekken 3 because I've still got my original copy of Tekken 3. Because I never actually officially owned Tekken 1 and 2. I just borrowed them. So I've never actually played the arcade version of 3. But I remember seeing this at the end of Tekken. The arcade version of Tekken is like set on, I think, hard or medium by default. And it nearly took me an hour to complete it, just on Heihachi alone. So it's a shame I couldn't do all those. I think it's called a lightning screw uppercut. That move there. It's a shame I didn't do that on every single one. I would have made some interesting replays. But yeah, this is now sort of drawing to the end now. So I'd like to thank you for watching. And I've left some stuff. I've left like the cutscene in just to show you. I just thought I would. And that's it really. So yeah, thank you very much for watching.